today's podcast, Side Talk podcast today. We're going to talk how quiet it's been for the NFL, and just the draft noise has not been percolating like it needs to. And also, we're going to talk about how Shedeur is an elite quarterback that people are not really talking about. Yes, we're going there. And then after the firing of the GM and head coach of the Denver Nuggets, where do they go from here? Like, honestly, where do they go? And we're going to dive into that. And as well, we're going to start looking forward to the NBA playoffs. And today starts the playing game. So check it out. Side Talk Podcast, episode 9. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? You're tuned into Side Talk Podcast, episode 9, where the takes are wild and the vibes are undefeated and the sidelines are always saying something. I'm your host, Eli Griffin, the voice you didn't know you needed, but you're glad you got. Let's go. Let's get into it. Now, before we jump in, like I said, NFL mock drafts, NFL news. It's been quiet lately, and I'm kind of surprised. Maybe because there's not no one prominent quarterback. Everybody knows Cam Ward's going in to Tennessee at number 1, but I want y'all to understand, it has been super quiet for the NFL draft. There's no trades, no nothing. It's kind of eerily just kind of sitting behind the scenes, and my take is that it's going to get crazy when it comes time to draft day, or maybe the night before draft day. And again, I'm going to do my mock draft the week of the draft, so next week around this time. It's really quiet. But before we get into all that, Jaylen Ramsey is a 7-time Pro Bowler. Jaylen Ramsey has mutual set to explore trade options, so he's going to go explore trades. I'm not exactly sure who would take his contract, because I know he's still owed $21 million for the rest of this year, and I believe the Dolphins already paid him $4 million so far. I just think they're just blowing the whole Miami team up, and I also heard that somebody offers the right price for Tyreek Hill. He's out of there. I just think it's one of those things where we're just going to start all over. I can say that's a good thing, because I think they just paid large amounts of money to all these players, think that they're going to win a championship. Honestly, my take is I didn't think they were with Tua. I just think he wasn't, and he's always injured. Concussion after concussion. Pray for him that he don't get another concussion anytime soon. But it's always just one of those things where they couldn't get over the edge, and I think it's because their quarterback. That's my honest take on that. But now getting into this draft, like I said, it's quiet, super quiet. I think things are percolating behind the scenes. And honestly, I want to show you all some of the insiders of what they're saying and their projected mock drafts. So this one is from Pro Football Focus. I actually really like Pro Football Focus. They really kind of take you there, sort of say. They're in depth. I know a lot of people, it's hit and miss with them, but I really like Pro Football Focus. But this is their mock drafts, and I just want y'all to see what others are talking about. I know you can look it up and all that stuff, but this is something that I like to engage with and kind of see. And I have my opinions on this one. I have another one with Bleacher Report, and kind of see how they mock not just my favorite team, but your favorite team. You know what I mean? So here, this is what they have mocked so far. So like we discussed, Tennessee's going to pick Cam Ward. They actually have a big trade when it comes to the second pick. They believe that the Browns are going to jump back, which I wouldn't be surprised, so they can gather more picks, but you're losing out on Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter. So they have the Bears coming up, the Giants taking Trav at number 3. Same thing down the line, same mock that everybody's been mocked to. New England, Will Campbell, Jacksonville, Mason Graham, Las Vegas, Genty, which he's been mocked there this whole entire mock season. I don't see that changing, but he is the Raiders, so we really don't know. Jets offensive tackle from Missouri, Membu. We got Carolina with Tedro McMillan. That's something different, because I haven't fallen down in my draft that you'll see comes out, drop down to Dallas, even maybe slip it past him. It all depends. Jerry's always a wild card in this. New Orleans, this is something that after the news with Derek Carr, this is something crazy to see. They have New Orleans picking a linebacker from Alabama. That is weird to me. I don't know how that works. I don't see it. I kind of disagree with this, but I can also see New Orleans taking Campbell with that pick. He's a baller, but that is something that is something why I chose to present this to y'all. Is just crazy. And then Cleveland picking up the edge rusher. If he pick Abdul Carter, they are picking the second best edge rusher on the board. I see that, and just going down the line, we'll see. And then the big story is where will Shedeur fall? Like again, I say he's my number one quarterback coming out of this draft. From what we all are seeing and talking about is he's fallen. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily a bad thing that he's fallen, but he's fallen back pretty bad. And see, and I also have Walter Nolan dropping back. I think he's going to fall a little bit depending on how that works. So I have him up to here. They have Shedeur going to Pittsburgh. I understand that he went to Pittsburgh. He interviewed with Pittsburgh, but the news today is the Giants is coming here to Colorado to Boulder to work out Shedeur again for the third, fourth time and meeting with them for the fifth time. I think they've been showing about all the games, all the practices, the front offices. This is something big that I wanted to share is Shedeur is the best quarterback in this. And I'm gonna tell you reasons why I believe Shedeur is the most elite quarterback in this draft. I just don't see why he drops that far. Granted, it is the best situation for him, but I don't see why he will drop that far back. And I just truly believe that he's dropping that far back because he's not elite athletically. He's not elite runner. He don't have the biggest arm, so they say. But hey, if he can throw it 60 yards down the field, who cares if he don't have a strongest arm? It's not like he's Josh Allen that can throw it through a car wash and not get it wet. You know what I mean? Tom Brady didn't have an elite arm. Peyton Manning didn't have a elite arm coming out or athletic whatsoever for both of them. But those are arguably some of the best quarterbacks that ever played the game. So people need to realize that. And I'm not exactly sure why I don't know why they, I guess, dislike Shedeur Sanders, but hey, I guess it's one of those whatever your flavor is, or his dad, or whatever it may be. I just think you base them on the talent, not who. If you're drafting somebody, base them on their talent, not who their dad is or what they think of their dad or their family. Because I guarantee you this: if Arch Manning comes out next year, oh my God, this shit's gonna be crazy. But I guarantee you won't hear anything about him like you do Shedeur. So that's something to think about. And also, I want y'all to look at this other mock draft that Bleacher Report come out, and it's kind of typical of what we seen. But I believe they have Shedeur at number 9. So let's just run down a couple of these picks. First couple of picks. So yes, his first couple picks, again, we got Cam Ward. This time they have Cleveland staying put and picking Travis Hunter, which no argument there. We all know that. And then they have New York picking up Abdul Carter, no trades in the first three like the Pro Football Focus did. In New England, still Will Campbell, still Mason Graham. Everything's pretty much the same, but this is where the differ and no one knows. That's the beauty of it. I love the draft for this simple fact. No one knows where anybody really is going, except for the top what 3 players maybe. Arguably just the top 2. We all know Tennessee needs a quarterback, and they're going with Cam. But those 3 players, we don't know where they're going. We just know Travis is either going to Cleveland or Giants. It all depends who picks what first. All right. They have New Orleans trading up, which I've stated this before. They don't want nobody to jump them at number 9, trading up with the Raiders to pick up Shedeur, which I can totally see that happening. But is it going to happen because the whole Derek Carr situation with his shoulder and injury? We don't know. But this is the spot where I've actually seen that people has picked or has predicted this to go how it's going. And then New York Jets, same thing, same Carolina linebacker, Las Vegas, and this is the trade. Will Johnson, Michigan, is where that would be the switch off. They don't have Ashton Genty getting picked up by Oakland. I don't know. Pete Carroll likes to run the ball, so I'd be shocked if this happens. This is kind of shocking, but it's simmering. No one's making moves, so I can't wait till it plays out next week. But that's how it looks. And then it has the Bears picking up Ashton Jesse at 10. And one thing I'm here in Denver, so one thing I'm hearing and what I'm seeing is Denver and Sean Payton that needs, that's one position they need more than anything. Are they going to try to get up to at least C? So I think if Las Vegas Raiders trade back, I think the Broncos are going to somehow try to jump up to get Ashton Genty. I think that's their number one running back off the board. If not, I just let it fall to them. And then if I believe Omarion Hampton drops down close enough for in their range, that's just kind of how I see these trades. Since I have this up, these trades happening. My overall view and take about everything that's happening in the NFL when it comes to mock drafts is everybody really don't know. We're just all guessing, and some of us as fans are hoping our team gets the player that we want. But I see that since it's been so quiet these last couple of weeks and no one is trade or this whole draft, I think it's going to be a wild show on Thursday. And again, who knows what's going to happen? Teams are just positioning themselves there. They're just saying what they want to say so people can fall or they can move up or whatever it may be. But it's going to be exciting. I haven't been this excited for a draft in a while. No one has done anything. Everyone's just kind of hanging out and just chilling. So I believe that was going to happen. So again, I'm gonna go live for the NFL draft. So hopefully y'all tune in and hit the like and comment and subscribe. All that, I appreciate that. Now to the next thing. So another thing I want to get into is why I believe Shedeur Sanders is an elite quarterback. And I know this is a topic that is running rampant throughout the scene and all over the internet and Twitter and all that. I just believe he's the best all around quarterback. He's an elite in a lot of things that people take for granted these days because most people only care about the Lamar Jacksons of the world or the Josh Allens of the world. But if you really look about it, ain't Joe Burrow elite quarterback? I believe so. Ain't Patrick Mahomes elite quarterback? I believe so. None of them coming out the draft was an elite runner. And they got strong arms. Yes, both of them. Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes has strong elite arms. But what makes Joe Burrow elite? To me, that's my comparison to Shedeur Sanders. Reason being, great elite pocket passer, understands coverages. Joe Burrow will run when he needs to. Get what I'm saying? So this is the reason why I think Shedeur Sanders is an elite quarterback coming out this draft. Very efficient, got the college record of completion percentage, elite pocket passer, ability to throw dimes and just stick it on people when he's willingly though. That's something that I want y'all to understand. Super accurate. Great pocket mover. I'm not saying he's a great runner, pocket mover. He can move the pocket, understands the coverages, pre-snap and post-snap. And that's one of those things that makes an elite quarterback. What else? Throws a catchable ball. We all know he's not a burner, but he can move the pocket. He picks his spots. He's not an elite runner, but he picks his spots to run for first downs. As long as you keep your team ahead of the sticks, that's all the NFL game is. Keep them ahead of the sticks. Keep it ahead of the sticks. Keep ahead of the sticks. And I want you guys to take a look at what I've seen with some of his film. Check it out and let me know how y'all see it, because this is how I see it. And just remember, see, and this is where I say he has an elite pocket presence. Blitz in his face, throws a dime. He understands what they're giving him. They're hot, they're blitzing him, drops it in a dime. Perfect. And that's something people don't understand. And again, if you play football, you know this is going to be a blitz. This is going to be a blitz because they always blitz Shedeur because they feel like their offensive line wasn't going to hold up. He stood in there, took that shot, and threw that ball. Accurate and perfect. Coming, set, one, another dime. See, and that's what makes quarterbacks elite in the NFL. It's not the fact that they got a strong arm or they can run out of the pocket. It's elite pocket movement, elite understanding what the defense is saying, what the defense is giving them. Where's the blitz come down? Where's my hot read? What coverage are they going to be in, or what coverage are they in pre-snap? And that's where I say he's elite. He's not just running in the backfield, just running around with his head cut off. That's something that he don't do. So that's what makes him elite in my eyes. Let's do another one. There we go. Move slightly. He knows where he needs to go. Throws a dime. Travis takes it to the house. And stuff like that, people are not giving him credit for. People are not giving him that elite status of, oh, everyone's all he's accurate and he's this, but he's I got a grade. This is the grade I have on him. Remember what y'all did to Patrick Mahomes with that grade. Look how he turned out. I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying y'all need to understand pocket presence is more key than being explosive out the pocket, running like Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. Pocket awareness. I guarantee he's going to be a better rookie than most rookies coming out. Simple fact is he understands how to play the quarterback position with the presence that he has, the smarts that he has, the accuracy that he has. No one in the NFL is throwing 70-yard bombs. I have not seen that once. And if you really think about it, if you watch Shedeur play, he threw a 65-yard bomb to tie up the game to make it overtime, rolling to his left. See, people don't really look at that. They just look at, oh, he don't have an arm. It don't pop off his hand. The ball gets there on time and is catchable, and he's scoring touchdowns. He's getting it to his receivers on time. Why are we complaining? Most of the time, quarterbacks coming out the draft phase, is he going to get the mental side of the game? Well, he has the physical tools, but what about the mental? You can be Jamarcus Russell with all the physical tools, but didn't understand the fucking thing. That's why I said he's coming more as of an elite quarterback, and the best quarterback in this draft to me is because he already has that mind, that understanding of the game and coverages. He knows how to read coverages pre-snap and post-snap. That's something that y'all need, people don't take in consideration. Well, I believe that this man, Shedeur Sanders, is an elite quarterback coming out. And some of y'all don't understand that. I don't think you guys understand the game like that to see he's this, he's cocky, he's arrogant. But at the end of the day, I want my quarterbacks to be arrogant and cocky. I want him to believe that he can do anything on that field. I want my whole team to feel that way. But hey, what do I know? I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's the reason why I wanted to say my piece before I do my mock drafts and with all the noise coming out. He's gonna do his thing. For whatever team that drafts him, I hope he gets to the Rams, because right there, game over if he gets the LA Rams. With McVay, it's over with, man. That's gonna be a shit. NFC West, you might as well forget it if those two get together. Again, I digress. So, yeah, so moving on. I just wanted to get over that. I just want y'all to understand where my take in is. But I love Cam Ward, like I'm saying. I love Cam Ward. I'm not thinking he's a bummer or anything like that. I think he's an awesome quarterback. I actually think he is the second best quarterback in his class. And then anybody else is not even close. But that's just that. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. I think a lot of people feel that way. Again, that's my champion of Shedeur Sanders. But now moving on, NBA. Okay, the NBA playoff is starting. I want to know what the Nuggets go from here after they fire the coach with there's 3 games left. They finally get a little bit healthy with Jamal Murray coming back this past weekend, and I want to see what happens. The overall NBA, this is NBA's time. This is NBA's time now. So ratings or not, NBA, you're going to take over. So tonight is the play-in game, and I want y'all to understand. It's NBA playoffs time. Everybody's watching it now. So, let's jump into it now. So, with the NBA starting, I want people to see, well, I know people are wondering what's next for the Nuggets. After clearing out their co-head coach and GM, what is next for them in the playoffs? They're going to have a tough matchup against the LA Clippers because they've been on a roll for the last couple of weeks. And honestly, Kawhi Leonard is looking like the Kawhi Leonard back in Toronto. In the last, 10 games, he's been averaging 26.5 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, just playing out of his mind. And something that I want to know is, did that clearing of the house for the Nuggets give them a spark? And when I say that is, with Jamal Murray coming back, which is kind of a coincidentally, he came back when Michael Malone and Calvin Booth was fired, which I don't know if that's anything to it. I just think it's just more Michael Malone and the GM, Calvin Booth, just didn't get along, and the owner was just like, I'm over this, and I'm tired of letting this slide from what we've seen in the press conference yesterday or day before yesterday. But they look better. They played a better defense over this last weekend. They just look better overall as a team. Is this a spark? Who knows? They're in a 3-game winning streak. Do I think Jamal Murray will play well? Because if we get the playoff Jamal or the bubble, whatever you want to call him, Jamal Murray that we're used to, I believe the Nuggets can make a run. Would that give them the spark that they need? Possibly. Is their bench still iffy? Hell yeah, the bench is still iffy. Did they get enough? Did those people on the bench get enough playing time that when it comes to these pressure situations, that when Jokic gets on the bench, are they going to be okay with playing their ass off and able to play defense and score just enough for Jokic and the starters and whoever can get back in? Let's see what Russ can give them now. This is when I believe the Nuggets wanted Russ for this reason, for this playoff push. So if Russ can give you that experience, that edge, so to say, then I believe the Nuggets can make a push for another championship. I'm not saying they're gonna make it. I actually picked them just because I felt like it's still that same team almost, but they should have made moves at the deadline to get better bench play. You know what I mean? I know they want to go young, but at the end of the day, I don't believe the NBA. If you're not one of those top 13, 14 picks and lottery picks, and you're just not, you gotta develop. It takes you a couple years. Like they should have went back and grabbed them a veteran or two just to help them out to make a better push that can score the ball a little bit more. That's just kind of how I see it. Um, but the Clippers versus Nuggets is gonna be a great matchup. I got it going. If Jamal's playing like Jamal's playing, then I got Nuggets in six. But if it's up and down, I say it's gonna go 7 games, and we'll just see. Hopefully they don't blow a 20 point lead like they did to the Wolves last year. But that's just kind of my observation of what the Nuggets could do currently. And I just believe it's them against the world. And I feel like that's what it is after the coach and everybody doubting them now. No one's giving them a chance. So if they take that me against us against the world mentality, maybe they can push it. You know, they have experience, so I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do that. And then sorry. So yeah, it's gonna be a great series. I'm looking forward to it. But this is how it matches up today, or for the overall playoff. Sorry. There we go. We got it. Here's the West and the East. And going down the line, I'm gonna explain what I my thoughts on all these. And tonight's game, the playing game is, I think this is messed up because I believe the Golden State Warriors is playing Memphis. Yeah, and then Minnesota's playing LA. And that's kind of what they messed up on that too. So on the West side, tonight is Golden State and Memphis. Me personally, Jimmy Bucket's there. Playoff experience. You got Steph Curry. I don't think, and at the 7th seed, I believe that Golden State will win this game and just move on to that. I think they'll eventually end up the 7th seed unless I believe they'll be the 7th seed just because I think Jimmy Buckets is just a playoff guy and he's just gonna take over games. But we'll see. It's gonna be a good game. We all, go bet, do your thing. But this whole playoff race, I honestly think Houston Rockets, I understand they had a great regular season run. I don't think they're gonna run to the playoffs. I honestly think whoever they play is gonna push them to the brink and possibly win that series. That's just my thing. The one thing is gonna be crazy is the Lakers Minnesota game. As a fan of a Nuggets game, I like to see it just because the fact is one of those two are going to lose. That, and since we're the 4th seed, we go to Oklahoma City's bracket. We don't go to Houston Rockets win. They're going to lose against one of the two, Lakers or Minnesota. That's just kind of how I see it. I have no faith in Houston, so that's not going to happen. And the best out of all these, I believe the best series is going to be the Nuggets and the Clippers. Just it's just going to be a hell of a series, and James Harden's playing well, and we just got to see if our other guys step up, not just Jokic, because I think Jokic should be the MVP, but that's just fatigue that he's probably not going to get it. But I just think if he averages a triple double in the playoffs, they're going to win. They're going to win this series. That's just how I see it. If the other team, or if Murray, MPJ, especially MPJ, if MPJ is making shots, then he's a wild card in this thing. If he's making shots, it's going to be a crazy, crazy series. And then the East, does anybody really believe in Cleveland? I don't know, because I haven't really watched them enough to believe in them. Are they good? Yeah, they're number one in the East, but how good are they? Let's just be honest. Are they good enough to make a push? Yeah, they're good enough. Do they think they can get past Boston? We'll see. They were in the playoffs last year, but they lost every road game. So maybe this year's different. You never know. That's what happened to the Nuggets. And when they won that championship run, no one believed in them as a number 1 seed, and they pretty much blew every team out. Uh Pacers, Milwaukee. To me, it all depends on how Dame Lillard plays. If Dame Lillard plays well, I believe they'll win. New York, honestly, I think the Pistons might get that. I don't have no faith in New York, the Knicks at all. I believe more in the Pistons than the Knicks, and I believe their coach should be coach of the year. But the sleeper team in the East for me is the boys in Orlando. Orlando's tough. They're young, they're tough, they're hungry, they push, they push. I think was it Cleveland last year to the limit. So I believe in Orlando. I don't think they're going to beat Boston, honestly, or Cleveland, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's an upset somewhere. You don't want to see them boys. Them boys are actually really good. I was hoping they would get the six seed to push on. I'm not saying I'm not an Orlando fan, but I just believe Orlando's were really good this year and surprisingly good. Those are the overall playoff teams. Again, I can't necessarily. I predicted, like I said earlier, in the beginning of the year. I'm not getting off of it. Is I picked Boston and Denver in the finals. So yeah, I picked them in the finals. I don't think don't bet on that. I can tell you that because it ain't looking good when it comes to the Denver side. But I don't know. It don't look good to the Denver side whatsoever. But I believe, man, anything happens in NBA playoffs. You just don't know what's going to happen. So we're just going to continue on and we're going to try our best. Hopefully the Nuggets show me something differently. Yeah. So in the West, it is. I'll pull it up real quick. It is Golden State and Memphis today, which I got Golden State winning this game. I don't know what the odds are, but it's going to be a great game. And Golden State's at home. It's not the old arena where it's super loud, but I got that. And then the other side is, who's it? Orlando and he's Atlanta. And again, I got Orlando coming, hitting that 7th seed and going against Boston, unfortunately. But yeah, that NBA playoffs, hopefully the ratings come up. Ratings are higher than most. Usually this is the time where people really start, like myself, really get in depth. Like I watched about the season. So those are the matchups for the playoffs. I hope it brings a lot of drama, a lot of excitement. If you're betting, good luck with your bets. I'm excited for this one. And one thing I want to get into real quick before I get up out of here is this is what's happening Saturday at the spring game. They're going to retire Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders' jersey. There's a lot of gripe about this and a lot of people beefing or getting mad about it because number 2 was famously worn by Dion Figures, which was best cornerback in the nation, all first team all American and Hall of Famer for CU. And he didn't get his jersey retired. I totally understand. And all the old CU buffs are kind of getting mad what I've seen online, but and I seen this by somebody online. They said nobody really said anything too much about CU or even cared about CU until Coach Prime and Shedeur and everybody got there. I can see both points. I have no skin in this game. Do I believe that Shedeur should get his jersey retired? Yeah, what he did for the last 2 years for CU, he got all the passing records. I totally agree with it. Should they also do that for Dion Figures? Of course they should have. They should have just put those two together, and that would be awesome. Most people wouldn't grab about it. It'd have been left over. But should they do that? Should they did that before? See, you should have done that years ago, honestly. But that's just me. Travis Hunter, I totally understand. I have no gripes about that. I don't think anybody should have gripes about Travis Hunter. He is the second Heisman Trophy winner in Colorado's history. I think number 12 should be retired, and that's it. No one should complain about that whatsoever. Travis Hunter is the Heisman Trophy winner. Yes, Sean Salam had his number retired, number 19. No one ever wears 19 again because of Rashawn Salam. God rest his soul, rest in peace, Rashawn Salam. He was a good dude. I met him personally. I worked with him in the schools. He retired his jersey 19. I think since Travis Hunter is the Heisman Trophy winner, he should have number 12 retired as well. I want to say I don't have the skin in the game. Do I believe Shedeur? Yes, I think they both should have it. Simple fact is they did great things with CU. Shedeur passing records, Travis Heisman Trophy, and all the receiving, all the records, and all the stuff they broke. But they also think Dion Figures belongs with that number 2. I guess they can maybe put up number 2 Shedeur Sanders / Dion Figures or Dion Figures / Shedeur Sanders, whatever to help the people from previous have their cake as well. You get what I'm saying? And I know some old CU alums were pretty upset about it, but like I've seen online, where were they at when CU was in fucking 1-11 or getting blown out by 30, or the last 20 years when CU was irrelevant. They have a point. So we didn't see them come back and trying to help get this going, try to get these recruits. The only person that did it was actually Coach Prime. The only people I ever seen is Westbrook, Cordell, from what I see online, and trying to get out there again. But that sucks because that happened because Coach Prime. I understand some of the new CU fans are kind of saying, where were y'all at when all this was going on? Why are you mad now? Totally understand that, but I don't think that's a player thing when it comes to retired jerseys. I think that's a CU thing, the university thing. So that's my take on it. I don't have, like I said, I have no skin in the game. I just root for them, and I'm a fan. So not necessarily a CU fan, but I am a fan, and I just like CU because I go for my hometown teams. All of them I always go for. So I hope you don't down these two and what they accomplished the last 2 years. I 100% agree. Retire their jerseys. Maybe CU needs to start retiring some of their greats from past times jerseys as well, like Westbrook or Cordell. And maybe not retire them in the say of no one can wear them again, but maybe just retire them as, hey, you're one of our players. I'll put you in the stadium type thing and still be able to wear it. I don't know how that goes, but if they're in retired jerseys, I guess that means that no one ever is going to wear those again. But honestly, I think it only should be Travis and Sean Salam. Those are only two jerseys that you shouldn't wear. But that's just how I feel about it. But it is what it is. But again, I appreciate y'all. And again, that's a wrap for this week's Side Talk Sports Podcast. For all the takes, stay wild. And the sideline talk never missed. Thanks for vibing with me. Go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button for me, and I appreciate that. Even if you agree, disagree, or just want to talk some and clown my takes, that's okay. I'm with all that. Tap into all my socials on X, Instagram. I'm always talking shit on like all the socials. New episodes every week. Again, hit the notification bell. Stay locked in. Till the next time. Love, peace.